What is up, everyone? It's Justin Parnell back again to recap with you what we just saw on Weekly MTG about Magic's next big expansion, Phyrexia, All Will Be One. And before we get into these sweet previews, make sure to subscribe to this channel to see this sweet content every week. So this morning, in excitement of being able to see previews and such for Phyrexia All Is One, I tweeted out 5 things that I wanted to see in this set. Let's see how many of these come to pass. The first thing that we see is the dates for Phyrexia All Will Be One, including when previews are going to start, when the story is going to start, when the cinematic trailer is going to drop, and of course, most importantly, when the actual set comes out, including when you can catch the cards for the first time at your local pre-release or on Magic Online or Magic Arena. And the set symbol for Phyrexia All Will Be One, and of course, the set symbol for Phyrexia All Will Be One Commander, looks pretty slick. Very clean for the regular set, and notably for the Commander set, each of the symbols have the white Phyrexian symbol in the middle, and then the colored silver, gold, or mythic orange around it. That way, it's a lot easier to distinguish at a glance. And then we go to see some of the really amazing art in this set. First, we see a plains that has clearly been Phyrexianized from Mirrodin, where it previously was. Then we have some, this is called the Crawling Chorus. I don't even know what this thing is. It doesn't look Phyrexian. It looks just uncomfortable and otherworldly. And then, of course, the Meld Web Curator, which is carrying some of these creepy doll heads from, Phyrexianized Mirrans or whatever. And then, unfortunately, we get to one of our first Phyrexianized legendary creatures, which there will be more of, Venser Corpse Puppet. Venser is a favorite of mine, previously, and I'm kind of getting my wish for a tweet I made earlier about hoping to see a homage to Venser in a card, and as it turns out, the monkey paw curls. But as much as I would like this set to be about Venser, it's not. And the big bad, the mama of the set, is Elesh Norn, Mother of Machines. And here we see this beautiful, blown up full art of her card, which we will here look at. And Elesh Norn, just like all the new Phyrexian Praetors that have come before, is quite powerful, doubling one of your abilities and taking away your opponent's. And that is the ability for Enter the Battlefield abilities to trigger. When Elesh Norn's on the battlefield, yours trigger twice, and your opponent's trigger 0 times. Elesh Norn, Mother of Machines, is a 4/7, just like her previous Elesh Norn Grand Cenobite card. This time, only costs 5 mana. This is certainly the key card in the set, and this is really Elesh Norn's world because they have pushed this card quite a bit. You're going to be seeing this one all over the place. And when I say all over the place, I really mean it, because Elesh Norn, as the primary focal point character of this set, gets no less than 5 unique versions of her card. We have the main set version and 4 different showcase versions, and don't worry, we're going to see more of these different showcase styles as we go a little bit deeper. But Elesh Norn, with 5 unique cards, no other character has as many appearances on a card in this set as she does. And here we get to take a closer look at what's going to be probably one of the more popular versions of Elesh Norn, Mother of Machines, and that is the Phyrexian language version. Just like the 4 other Praetors that have been released in the last couple of years before her, she gets her own version with some of those sweet letters for people to decipher if they're trying to put together the full Phyrexian alphabet. So this is another tip in the direction for them to be able to do that. And man, look at this card. It just looks really amazing. One of the new cycles of many, I'm sure, that are going to be in Phyrexia All Will Be One is the Twilight cycle. And it's like the Sun cycle from Mirrodin Besieged. This is Blue Sun's Twilight, and rest assured there's going to be a black, red, green, and white Sun's Twilight card as well. And we can just see exactly how powerful this string of X spells is likely to be. And of course, just like most rares in the set, we see a full art extended border version of this card. A really exceptional art for this one because you get to see that amazing sky. And of course, it looks like Jin-Gitaxias is kind of taking that sun of Mirrodin in his hands, and just, man, I really just love the look of this card. No doubt this is why they picked this one to show off on the stream. And while the Twilight Cycle is an homage, we have an actual factual big banger of a reprint, and that is Phyrexian Obliterator. Obviously, I am someone that loves their black pips, so I am excited to see Phyrexian Obliterator be reprinted. I really love this art. Really, all of the arts that it's ever had are amazing, and this is just a great card to reprint. It's obviously a little bit pricey, so having another chance for people to get their hands on it is really great. Lots to team up with in basically any format where this is fun to cast. And now on to some new cards. We have Slowbad Iron Goblin, and Slowbad is the first but won't be the last of Phyrexianized heroes. Slowbad, previously in the original Mirrodin, was a good guy, actually was a planeswalker that briefly had a spark, but Slowbad has unfortunately gone the way of Phyrexianizedness. I don't know exactly how you say it, but either way, Slowbad, a 3/3 for 3 that sacrifices artifacts and makes mana equal to their mana value. I don't know about you, but I'm going to be teaming this up with a Spine of Ishah to really make my opponents not really wish I was playing the game anymore, but I'm going to be doing it anyway. But not every single hero from previous Mirrodin sets has been Phyrexianized. Here we see Jorkadin, first Gold Warden. And Jorkadin, notably, is a human, just a regular old human, hasn't been Phyrexianized, but also a rebel, a creature type that's coming back in small numbers. I think they said there were about 4 in the set. Either way, that's pretty cool. And Jorkadin, I will go out on a limb and say this is a cooler version than the first one that we saw back in Mirrodin Besieged, and man, I really love this art too. Excellent art. I love the use of like a stark red and white color palette. And of course, we get the hero of Mirrodin, Koth, Fire of Resistance, a new planeswalker, Koth, who we've not seen since Scars of Mirrodin, like 10 years ago, maybe more than that. Koth is very sweet, still cares about mountains, goes to get you mountains, deals damage equal to mountains, and of course has an amazing emblem just like his first version. Now I want to point something out though. This Koth is a rare. That's weird. Why would Koth be a rare? Aren't planeswalkers generally mythic rares? And the reason is because there's 10 planeswalkers in this set. In Phyrexia All Will Be One, 10 planeswalkers. But the hook is that 5 of them are going to be completed in the story. Now, we know that Koth is safe. The other 4 that I think are going to be safe is Nahiri, Kaya, the Wanderer, and Vraska. Which means that Tyvar Kell, Luca, Kaido, Nissa, and yes, Jace Beleren, I believe are going to be completed by the end of the story. And as we saw in Dominaria with Ajani, as Ajani was completed, we have some versions of the card that are going to show both. So, we don't know which Planeswalker is going to get completed. I obviously made my guesses, but I don't exactly know. But we have manga arts for each of the 10 that's kind of a, what if? What if they be completed? 5 of these are going to actually be the case, where they're going to be completed Phyrexianized Planeswalkers. The other 5 are going to be what ifs, but right now, since we don't know, we just get to look at 10 sweet arts, which I'm sure are going to be home runs for the manga-style fans. And as lame as it sounds, some of my favorite things in every set are the basic lands, and we get to see all the different versions of basic lands in this set, which is incredible. We have the regular, just straight up basic lands, then we have some amazing full art basic lands, and a touch that I really like that they added on this is not only does it say mountain, it has the basic type, but it has the little symbol at the bottom left of the card, and I just think that looks really slick, in addition to these arts being absolutely incredible. And then, last but not least, we have Phyrexianized basics. These are callbacks with the same artist from the ones that did them in Kaldheim, the metal, heavy metal basics. So these obviously look incredible, and they're also in Phyrexian language. So if you are trying to make a Phyrexianized deck, this is a huge, huge boon to you to be able to have basics that match your creatures. And remember earlier when we were talking about Elesh Norn, we were like, Elesh Norn's got 5 different versions? Well, that's true. Let's take another look at these because we're going to dive in to each of the different versions of the cards. The first is the borderless manga versions. So we obviously have Elesh Norn, but here we see Jorgadine and Koth in the what if, even though we know Koth is not Phyrexianized, thank goodness. So a lot of different planeswalkers and legends are going to get different versions of these cards. They're all black and white, and they all look really incredible, especially the non-white cards, against their bold colored border. And another showcase version, as we see here, are the borderless Ichor showcase cards. And these are going to be treatments that are going to be only found on Phyrexian versions of creatures or cards. We have Elesh Norn, Phyrexian Obliterator, and Slowbad, ones that we've already seen. So if there's Phyrexian cards, they could have this border showing up at any rarity. I think there's like 60 to 70 different cards that appear in this border in the set. And last, but definitely not least, we have the borderless concept art Praetors. So these are the 5 new Praetors that have been released in the last 2 years with Vorinclex, Urabrath, Sheoldred, Jin-Gitaxias, and of course now Elesh Norn in their concept arts, colored with a splash of color in the background. These also just look incredible. I'm just so impressed with all of the different treatments in the set. And in case you thought that we were done with different versions of the cards, we now are looking at the bundle complete edition versions of basic lands. Each bundle complete edition that you purchase, you get 2 of these just amazing looking basic lands in the bundle. 10 total, 2 of each. They look incredible. A oil slicked raised foil. I don't even know what that means. I just know that they look super sweet. And that's not the only thing that you get in the bundle, obviously, in addition to packs, but there's also 2 rares or mythic rares. There's 20 of each that are in the oil slick versions, and you get 2 of them in the bundle. And this is the Elesh Norn version, of course, the last of the different variants of Elesh Norn. I guess there was more than I thought. There's 6 instead of 5. Either way, that's one of the cards you can get. Wow, these oil slicks, I cannot wait to see them in person. And cards that are going to be found exclusively in the set boosters at a 1 out of 24 pack ratio are going to be the Magic/Universes Within version of the Street Fighter Secret Lair cards. Here we see Baldan Sentry Herdmaster, which is E Honda. We have Vikia Scorching Stalwart, which is Ryu. We have Aisha of Spark and Smoke, which is Ken. We have the Howling Abomination, which is Blanca. We have Emard the Stormcleaver, which is Guile. We have Marika Brutal Gladiator, which is Zangief. We have Tadas Juniper Ascendant, which is Dalsim. And we have Zetha Arcane Blade Master, which is Chun-Li. And to round out the day, we have a very quick look at March of the Machine, which is the set that comes out after Phyrexia All Will Be One. So not only do we have the logo right here for you, but we also have the set symbol. So it's a sword with some sort of shield or something around it in each of the different versions. And then a quick look at the products. Now, obviously, the Collector Booster and the Commander decks are slightly hidden for now because they're probably a little bit spoilery with what happens with the story. But either way, these are the products that are come out, and it's cool to get a quick look at these so far ahead of time. So that's everything that we saw today from the first look at Phyrexia All Will Be One. And let's quickly go back and check in on the tweet that I made earlier. Well, it looks like we got about 3.5 out of 5 so far. Maybe, that depends. If my prediction of Jace being completed comes to pass, we'll get that. Koth is the featured good guy for the heroes. Venser is definitely featured on a card, and I'm willing to take those full art lands as what I wanted from the basics. So Nicol Bolas might have to wait a little bit longer, but either way, I feel pretty good about where that was. Let me know what your favorite thing that you've seen so far in this set is. Would love to just talk about it. I think, I don't know, somewhere between the oil slick cards or perhaps the, I don't know, I really just like basic lands. I think those are my favorite thing. But let me know what yours is in the comments. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, make sure that you do that on your way out. And of course, like this video as well. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm Justin Parnell, and we'll see you next time. Is it possible for Elesh Norn to give both mommy and daddy vibes? Yeah, I think it definitely is.